Hello again, guys. I'm back with some more facts. I would like to say briefly that I'm going to be changing the name of my YouTube channel to Alien Society. The reason I choose that name, Alien Society, is considering that I do believe, again, that we are not alone in the universe, and that, people have to have an open mind to the fact that it's a reality, because a lot of people don't believe that extraterrestrials are real, and it is real. I want to show you guys, as you guys can see in the screen, I was just watching a couple videos, and it just shows how I be proving my point of what I be trying to show you guys about certain individuals on the internet are using, the computer technology of today to make you believe, that these UFOs and stuff like that are real. Are some of these things real? That's your decision to decide whether they are or not. In my opinion, some of these videos that we are watching, when it comes to showing you, these alien ships and stuff, to me it just seems like a bunch of computer technicians that decide to have a good laugh at those of us who really believe in this stuff. As you can see from the screen, clearly it's a video. Okay, I just got it on a still, and then you see people talking in the background, and they want you to believe that that is real. You see what I'm saying? And those are the reasons that a lot of people like myself doubt many who make these claims that they have seen extraterrestrials, or that they contact them, or that they've been abducted by them. Because there's always people that make false claims. Are there people that are really having these experiences? Yes, I am sure they are. Okay, as I am looking into some stories that, of course, I'm sure all of you are aware of them already, but I decided to look at some of them on my own because I figured, why not? There's a lot of things out there that can make you scratch your head, and make you wonder whether, we really are alone in the universe. But of course, I'm taking that all the way to the grave in my belief system that we are not alone in the universe. Okay? Now, I know a lot of people may disagree with me, but when you understand my approach, you can see that it's not that I'm attacking people that have real claims. It's just that it's kind of hard to believe that some people are having these experiences when you got these people, playing around with computer technology of today and making you believe that what we're looking at is real, when in fact it is not. Okay? But again, that's my opinion, guys. You don't have to believe what I'm telling you in terms of these. Now, as Lucas, you can see here, okay, there's a video one of the videos out there, as you can see. They claim that they're looking at a UFO, and I'm sure you guys seen this before, and it almost seems like it's a play, in other words, okay? Because then it lands, and then they go running towards it, and that doesn't make sense, because obviously if you saw something of that nature, why in the world would you go running towards it when you don't know what might happen to you? So for me, this is like it's all made up, But again, it's up to you guys to decide whether it's real or not. Now, of course, people always criticize because they don't listen to the things that I be talking about, okay? Just because I'm telling you that I disbelieve in some of these videos that we're looking at, it's because, again, people are using today's technology, okay, to use a system which is a photoshopping system. And look, as you can see, they're running, supposedly running towards the object. Now, think about it for a second, guys. If you really saw some object of that nature, why in the hell will you be running towards it? Okay? We don't know what may happen, okay? Because anything is possible. Now, of course, watch. They're going to start running out when they see supposedly an alien. Now, tell me this thing doesn't look fake to you guys at all. This look all made up, guys. Computer technology and all that good stuff behind it, right? That's why sometimes I laugh at these videos, man, because they're not what they seem, you know? But again, we have to thank, you know, those that are really showing the truth out there. I respect them completely, you know? And they're showing that, you know, watch out for those that are claims, that make these false claims to be with extraterrestrials or what have you, okay? Anyways, I'm going to show you guys a couple more things, you know, because, you know, what I try to do is that I try not to go back to certain issues that I've already discussed, considering that, you know, I got exhausted, for instance, talking about the Valiant Thor story, you know, and some people may think that I'm wrong simply because I took the steps on my own, okay, to debunk the Valiant Thor story created by Franker and his strangers. Now, I know it's hard for people to believe on that, but all I can say is that I'm not lying. I didn't make it up. I'm not a government agent. No one sent me to do this. I did it on my own, okay? I did all of this on my own. Just like any other human being on this planet, if you want to look up something, you can on your own. You don't have to ask permission, you know. All you have to do is search. And then when you do search, you'd be surprised the things that you will find, right? And the internet. Because that's what happens when you look. And like I said, sometimes you have to give a little to get a little, you know. And that's basically what I've been trying to say all along, guys. I have no personal vendetta against anyone. And I really get a little upset when people trying to make claims that I, okay, am working for the government, which I'm not. Definitely not. Okay. I am a seeker just like everyone else. As you guys can see, I'm not no computer technician here. Okay, I'm playing around with the camera, trying to point straight. I'm just a guy who's learning. Learning from those that want to go forward with exposing those that are lying to you. I respect those that are going to Congress and, you know, and others, you know, for disclosure. And it's time that we, as humanity, also as citizens of the United States and wherever you are in the world, it is your right to come and question your government as to why they're not revealing, you know, the possibility of extraterrestrials. They have been denying it for a long time. A long time. But of course, history teaches, if you guys look through many, I mean, if you guys wish to believe in it, you know, there's many cultures have their beliefs in their gods. And that's why I mentioned before that, is it possible that God or gods are these alien advanced beings that, you know, we don't understand much about them, and maybe our ancestors call them gods because they were able to fly in the sky with these vehicles, okay, the flying saucers as we know, or spaceship. I'd rather say spaceship because it sounds better. Yeah, but basically that's what I'm saying, guys, that you gotta watch out for those that seek to deceive you, okay? Some of them want to do lectures so you can pay them and fill up their pockets. Some of them are going to continue promoting false stories. Some of them are going to continue to promote books because, of course, once again, they're feeding you something that you already know. So there's no reason for you to buy any book because you're already familiar with the truth. The truth is we are not alone in the universe. Would the governments of the world come to an understanding that we are not alone? Who knows, guys? That's why I said that it's going to have to take the entire world, all the governments, okay, to bring forth closure to this story. Now, I know here in America, of course, they were saying that, nothing really happened in Roswell. But of course they're going to keep saying that. In my own personal opinion, I believe that the reason that they did what they did was because, for those who have direct contact with extraterrestrial, maybe do not want to share technology with others of this planet. But then again, I don't know. I don't understand the whole thing. All I can say is I'm a seeker like everyone else. I want truth like everyone else. But I'm not going to just sit and believe any Joe Smo that come forward and say that he's an abductee or that he had contact with extraterrestrials. But once again, they don't provide you the evidence, okay, the solid evidence that will, for no reasonable doubt, that would not, once and for all, will show people that he or she were telling the truth. I don't want to keep hearing stories of people claiming that they were abducted. I don't want to hear stories that, they have present contact with extraterrestrials, yet once again, they show you no solid evidence of their claims. But then people come onto this YouTube channel and get upset at me because they're saying that I'm the one who's spewing out fear to people, In other words, I'm trying to put fear in all of you. I'm trying to confuse you. I'm trying to direct you to the wrong, path. That's very offensive, of course, because I don't understand how, if I'm a seeker just like everyone else, and I voice my opinion, or I bring out what I believe to be fact based on, researching things, then I'm going to give you the truth. Whether it be true or not, okay, if there's something that I see that doesn't sound right, I'm going to tell you about it, as I already told you guys. So, what to do, right, is either damn if you do and damn if you don't. Either way, we'll be criticized no matter what we do. Yes, we do have to survive on planet Earth because a lot of people are obsessed with materialism. But you see, I'm not one of them. I'm not one of them. I'm not going to sit here and give you my life story, okay? I'm just saying that I'm a seeker just like everyone else. And for that, people may praise what I'm saying and some people might dislike what I'm saying. But that's fine. That's what makes you a human being. In the possibility that the creator of all, right, if we want to look at it in that manner, that's why I've been thinking about what if God, as we call, God or Yahweh or Jehovah or Allah, is not who we think, he or she or they are, right? Because here we are in a planet, having so much, confusion. You got religion strife. You got world wars. So far there've been 2 and probably 1 coming up. I don't know, guys, man. I just feel as though that maybe it seems that although we look like we are here together, to me it seems like that's not the case. That, people care about you and I. You and I, meaning all the citizens of the world. And what I mean by that, of course, is those who are not sitting behind desks in governments or part of these elite groups that are, out there using their tool to fool you and I about the reality of life, right? But then again, you guys have to choose what you want to believe. You can believe in reincarnation if you believe that it's real. You can believe that spirituality is real. You can believe that extraterrestrials are real. You can believe that magic is real. You can believe whatever you want to believe. And that's what makes us unique, because if your soul cries out for truth, seek it. Seek it. Yeah, there will be, a couple bumps and, down the road, of course, because there's always going to be those that are going to try to confuse you. And there's going to be those that are going to consider you, a demon or Luciferian or something like that of that nature. As you guys can see throughout everything we watch on television, you see they promote basically Baphomet, if you noticed. But this is not what I'm talking about. My channel is simply about aliens, contactees, and those that supposedly had contacts with extraterrestrials. Again, I have no problem with anyone who brings solid evidence to the table. But those that make these claims, okay, and they show nothing, then how am I wrong, okay, for not believing those people, whether it be a man or a woman? How am I wrong? I don't understand that part, because once again, we can only make truth that, for instance, that 2 plus 2 is 4. Now, if someone comes and tell you 2 plus 2 is something else, then clearly they're lying, right? That's all, guys. Listen, when I started this with the intention on bringing you truth. Okay? Proof of people that make claims and yet show no evidence. That's what I'm about. That does not mean that I'm a disbeliever. I am a believer. Okay? I am a believer. But I'm not just going to believe just anyone to make claims. Like I said, I started with the Valiant Thor story for a reason, because I noticed, of course, that still, all these years, people are still praising the story when in fact, it was never real to begin with. It was considered only to be, a novel, a book. It's basically like any other stories that came out there in the past. Remember the Orson Welles story that went through the radio and they scared half the damn nearly everyone? You gotta watch out, guys, because there's always gonna be people that, regardless of how they look or how they sound, they may try to confuse you. Okay? They may try to direct you to the wrong path. And of course, people are going to say that about me, of course, because they disagree with the things that I'm doing now, which of course is showing you to open your mind when it comes to these individuals, whether men or women, making claims and have no evidence to back up that claim. Now, of course, they're going to say, okay, now what if they had these experiences but cannot show any proof? Then what do we do now, right? Because, of course, that's what they're going to say. What do we do now if we had an experience but have no proof? That's what I'm talking about. That's going to be the hard part. I know there's many people out there that are experiencing what they say they are. And I believe it, yes. All I'm asking is to see some form of solid evidence to just say, okay, this person is telling the truth. Okay? That's it. It's not that I started with the 50s on purpose. The reason I started with the 50s, because even though, of course, I didn't grow up in the 50s, I'm a 70s baby, as I mentioned before. Okay, I was born in 74. But these stories were, like, very popular in the 1950s. And obviously, throughout the years, considering that ever since the Roswell incident in 1947, it's like this UFO alien phenomenon blew up very quickly. Then you started people here and there saying they had contacts with extraterrestrials and, but then, once again, there goes that little flag that raises when they show you no evidence whatsoever. They just want to come to you with a sketch so that you can believe that that's what the alien looked like they sketched it out to be, right? The one that I liked, I would say, was the one that I covered, of course, the Betty and Barney story, which, once again, if anyone can show me Betty's session, hypnotic session, please, give me the link to it, because I haven't seen I haven't seen it yet. The only thing that I've heard so far was Barney's hypnotic session, but not Betty's. And I find that kind of suspect, but that's not what I'm talking about, because I already covered the story. What I'm telling you guys is the obvious, what I keep saying over and over again. And I apologize if anyone think that I'm here to offend anyone. I'm not here to offend anyone. Okay, not trying to disrespect anybody at all. I'm just here to show you stories for what they are. Open your mind and decide whether you believe these stories are true or not. How are you going to believe they're real? By showing proof. That's the only way that you're going to believe that these stories are real. Now, yes, I'm still working on this story. I was going to do the Corey Good story, but I decided not to, considering that, once again, it's just one of those stories that sound to me like a guy looking for attention, making a false claim, and it's always about buying books, I mean, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I mean, you got to educate me, I guess, because if I'm the one that's wrong here, maybe you guys need to educate me on this. Because, once again, you notice also that a lot of these individuals were older guys. Yeah, some young people, I would say, probably my age. I'm not here to destroy careers. I'm here to expose the people that are lying. Because people like you and I really want to see proof. Because we want to show the world that extraterrestrials are here today. Have I seen one? No. I haven't seen one. But I believe that we're not alone in the universe. And that's something that's so clear. It's so clear. Were we brought to Earth by the Anunnaki, as Zachariah Sitchin said? And there's others that said that we were here to mine gold, like slaves and stuff like that. That's kind of rough to believe, considering that if that's the case, they would already been roughing us up right now, right? If that's the case. there's a lot of stories that, we have to consider, guys. We would never know. Maybe when we pass away is when we're going to find out truth. But on the surface, there's a lot of these stories, again, that have nothing to support it. So if anyone has a topic, of this nature, alien and UFOs and abduction stories, contactee stories, bring it to me. But yeah, I did start with the 50s, again, because I felt that was important, considering that the guys of the 50s made it popular, made the UFO alien phenomenon popular today. Okay, George Van Tassel, Howard Menger, George Adamski. There was other guys also. Okay, Daniel Fry. There was more people. And every time that George Van Tassel did his giant rock convention, I'm sure you guys know this, there was a lot of spooks out there trying to claim that they're either hybrids or they're Venusians or from Saturn or Mars. And I mean, you see, that's what I'm talking about. That's what discredits, the reality that extraterrestrials are real. Because you got a bunch of idiots on this planet doing stupid stuff like that. And that really, really gets me upset that people would do that. Instead of doing all that, they should be, researching, and maybe, who knows, one day they could come across a real extraterrestrial, human looking, okay? In my personal belief, well, like I said, the Adam story, if you want to believe the Adam story where all of a sudden these beings, Yahweh creates Adam, right? Out of supposedly the ground, but it's just gets my attention when it says, let us make man in our image. Now, if you say something of that nature, and you guys gain understanding of what that means, these beings, of course, in the Torah, aka Old Testament, is saying that God or Yahweh looks human. Now, yeah, you guys may doubt that, but just pay attention to the obvious. It's all in the Bible, right? It's in there. Then you had a cloud following the Israelites. You see, I did tell you guys that I am familiar with the Bible. I did study the Bible, if I'm not mistaken, about 7 years. No, I may not be able to quote, verses, because I didn't feel that quoting verses is important. What's important is the story of the Israelites. Okay? And then later on the line, of course, you got the Essenes. And these were the group that were with Yahshua, aka Jesus, okay, the master of justice. See, a lot of people think that I don't know what I be talking about. Because, of course, all of a sudden when I mention something, I'm wrong for saying something. But you see, the thing is, I've looked into all of that. I even looked into the fact that Jesus, Yahshua, went into Egypt, right? And he went there for a reason. He was taught something that many didn't understand. That's why they say he spoke in parables. But he spoke in that manner to those that understood. So if you call these hidden societies that are out there, why not? There were hidden societies back then also. Open your eyes, people. It's all in front of you. It's just some of you just don't want to see it because you think it's not real. Just like many people out there don't think aliens are real. Because these idiots out there are playing around, and with cameras, with all this stuff. They're playing around with it, that you're discrediting the reality of it. But then people get upset at me because, oh no, I'm wrong, or I'm a government agent. Oh, I'm I'm on their payroll and all this nonsense. No, I'm on no one's payroll. I'm here to bring the proof, the truth. You don't have to take in what I'm telling you. Okay? All I'm here for is to show you guys to have an open mind when you're approaching these subjects. Have an open mind that you know that these secret societies, as they're known, right? They are real. They deal with these things. If you guys just think that it's just no one's behind the scenes controlling things, then you guys are nuts, because someone is controlling something. There are people behind the scenes that decide whether we will be exposed to the fact that aliens exist. I hate using the term aliens because why would they be aliens, right? To me, they would be considered our ancestors. An advanced civilization is what we should be calling them, not aliens. That just sounds kind of stupid. Because, you see, Hollywood makes you believe that when you hear that name, you're automatically thinking of a creature. And, of course, that's the scenery that we always get. A little gray creature out to take you and examine you. And some of that just don't make sense to me either, that many people make those such claims, because if these beings has been on this planet for hundreds and thousands of years, you would think they already understand the human body, the genetics of the human body, how it works and all that. So they won't need to continue experimenting on us when they already know how we function. Unless they're a stupid race of beings that have no idea what's going on and they don't know how we were made and stuff like that, right? But I do believe if I had an experience, I would love to have a very good experience, to the fact that, let's say, if I had a direct contact with an extraterrestrial, right? An advanced being, whether they look human or not. Again, I would try my best to take photos, but I think for me, photos won't do it enough. Let's say a video, having them move around or whatever. But for me, more importantly would be to bring them to you physically so you can see that I am not the one lying about anything. I'm not going to show you them from a distance where you'll be like, oh, look, it's an alien. No. I want the people to touch them, to look at them, to handshake with them, and they see that they're real. But of course, that haven't happened to me yet. And that doesn't mean that just because it haven't happened to me, that it makes me a disbeliever. It doesn't make me a disbeliever just because it didn't happen to me. I am still a believer, and I will continue to be a believer. And I respect those that are really out there, again, trying to expose the government in terms of, disclosure. It's time that we, again, because I believe we're the voices. Isn't that what they always say? We are the voices. So it's time that we, go forth, let these people know that we're ready, man. We're ready. And we're here and we ain't going anywhere. And that's why I'd say to all of y'all that the only way I could be wrong, but I kind of see that the only way that these governments will agree to expose, and they'll say to us that, yes, we have been visited by extraterrestrials if we are met by a hostile beings that come from out there, and they're very hostile. So now we have to defend our planet against these foreigners that are not from this planet. But again, I don't know. I can just keep talking about it, but that doesn't mean anything. You know? That doesn't mean anything whatsoever. But I'm hoping that that day comes soon. I'm sure you guys are. You know, when I was basically coming up as a Roman Catholic, I didn't have questions back then, you know, because it was almost like I couldn't question it because that's how we were taught. You don't question, it just is. You know what I mean? So after school, I would be going to Catholic school. This was a long time ago. But, of course, I didn't have questions then. But now that I have these questions, once again, you are wrong if you ask the right questions. Okay? Now, if you ask the wrong questions, you are right. Because they don't want you to question anything. Like, for instance, if you believe that an advanced race, right, will be able to live on Venus, this planet we're looking at, right, or any of these planets of the solar system, or even our planet now, but let's just say Venus for now, okay, because everyone is so concentrating on the planet of Venus. And now, of course, yeah, because according to what we have, our scientists say, you know, deadly gases and so such and such, and no one could live on Venus. Okay, listen. But if we have an advanced being of races that are not from this planet, okay, that defy the laws of physics, then how can they not live on the surface of this planet? Can anyone tell me that? Because to think that an extraterrestrial would want to live on the interior of planet Venus doesn't sound right to me. Now you're making them sound like a bunch of idiots simply because now they're not as advanced as we thought they were because they can't live on the surface. Now, can they? To me, in my opinion, if these advanced races are out there, they will have already countered every single planet that there is. They will already know how it works, what works. So who are we to decide what works for them? It's funny because it's the same thing happens when people are talking about God, Yahweh, right? It's like, oh no, God doesn't do this. Oh, God doesn't. Who are you to say what God does? Who are you to say what, you know, the creator creates? The grand architect of the universe, right? Who are we to decide? We're just man. All we're doing is trying to seek who we are, our identity. That's what we want to know. I'm curious, and that's why I make these videos, because I'm curious. Now I know there'll be many out there that, again, you know, will be upset because when I mentioned the name Yahweh, which of course was taken away in 300 BC by the Jews, okay? Now, of course, the name cannot be used, right? And I think that's not fair because when Moses, if you guys believe in the story, of course, of the Old Testament, where Moses said, if I go to your people, you know, in other words, it's like, and I told them that you came, what name should I give them so they can believe me that it was you? And he said, you tell them Yahweh is my name. But of course, the people want to fucking change it and say, I am who I am, okay? In Hebrew, is people just don't understand. When you're saying a name, it sounds like you're wording it out, but it's not that way. But again, everyone can decide for themselves. My whole thing is that we have to open our minds, man. We have to really, really open our minds. Stop criticizing, you know. If you don't have facts, if there's people out there making claims, you have a right to question it. Okay? That doesn't make you a bad person just for questioning why are those people making claims when in fact they're lying. They're not showing any evidence. I can say the same thing about NASA, for instance. We can get all these information from NASA that they claim, oh, these planets are not inhabited by anything. Well, of course they're going to say that, right? How will we know? We're not there on those planets to know if there's something there or not. We can only assume that NASA is lying. Hey, who knows, man? Who knows? I just don't want people criticizing me simply because I am voicing an opinion which makes sense. I believe that it is fair for us to question. Question these people. Question it. If you have any questions for me about anything, feel free to ask. I'm not going to shut you down. I'm just saying that I'm hoping that people can respect me because I'm a normal human being just like all of you. And all I'm trying to do is learn and trying to teach at the same time. Although I'm not a teacher, but I'm just saying that, it's good to open each other's eyes. Put like minds together and we can make a big difference, of course. Just watch out, fellas. Watch out for those, people that are, once again, they're giving you fake, fake stuff out there. I was about to say fake news. Be quiet. Yeah, but anyways, I'm going to still continue with these stories. I just wanted an update, give you guys an update that I'm looking into some stories, and I'm going to call this channel Alien Society. Because, of course, that's what I believe, that we all are seekers, and we are familiar with these alien societies that are out there, and we are their descendants, as they are our ancestors. Look out there, guys, because there's more to look for. Don't give up. Don't give up at all. Question everything is what I'm trying to say. Don't just believe simply because someone can say that they can go to a lecture and have you pay an arm and a leg just because you're going to already tell you something that you already know. And all they're going to do in these lectures is promote their little books so you can continue buying more of their books to put what? Money in their pockets. But you don't see me saying any of that here, right, guys? You don't see me promoting any books. I'm just telling you facts. Now, if I'm wrong for that, then I don't know what else to say other than you can find another page that may suit your satisfaction. But for me personally, I ain't going nowhere. And I'm going to continue with these YouTube videos simply because, like I said, this is a good platform to, get across to people that are out there watching my videos. So if anyone's interested in subscribing, you can subscribe if you like. You can hit the like button if you like, or dislike. But again, if you dislike my video, I just want to know if you can please, exchange thoughts with me and let me know. What is it about my video that got you offended? What is it about my video that you don't like? That's all I want to know. Because I think that's fair. It's fair for you and it's fair for me. Like you see how I say question everything? If you want to question everything that I'm doing, all you got to do is ask and I will answer your question. In truth, I will answer your questions. I'm not going to dodge your questions. Some people may think that I'm dodging questions when I'm not dodging any questions whatsoever. It's because they don't take the time to see all the videos that I have put on YouTube so far. It covers everything that some people may not think is there. So I think this video is coming to an end. So I give you guys, respect. I give you peace. May you have a great day. Today is September 26th, which I forgot to tell you guys. I'm sorry. 2017. And there will be more stories that I'm going to cover. Simply because there are more abduction stories that I want to present to you. There's also the Roswell of Britain. That's something that's very interesting that I want to really look into. Because I think that was a real solid thing there. You know, but let's see. Who knows? Who knows? Because again, I'm here to express what I feel about the story. If it's something that I have red flags on it, I'm going to tell you. You know, if I feel that's legit or sounds legit, I'm going to tell you it is. But other than that, again, guys, I'm going to, you know, in other words, I'm going to give you what I can in truth. Because that's why I'm here for. And I'm not just here just to give you the message. I'm also here for you to give me a message as well. Because we can learn from each other. It's not just one-sided, you know. It's not like me trying to gain followers, you know, and can I have people at least lead me? Yes, anyone can teach me as well. I want to learn too. But let's learn together instead of trying to criticize each other. Because that's all I want. Okay? I just want to present the proof of the truth. That's it. And I'm going to continue to question these people that are out there that make claims and show no solid evidence. That's all I'm doing, guys. That's it. That's basically it. Other than that, you know, there's nothing more I can say other than I'm a normal, you know, citizen of the United States of America. I'm proud to be a citizen of this great country of the world, you know. Of course, a land that was chosen years ago to be the lead country of the world. As you can see, everybody in the world looks up to us, to America, because we are the most powerful country in the world. I'm just hoping that that day comes that we all get to see all together of our ancestors. And when I say ancestors, I'm talking about the advanced civilization ancestors. Okay, that are not from this planet, and that they finally show themselves to us, and we can finally put to rest whether we are alone in the universe. So again, if anyone has any comments, please comment below. Express your opinion. Hit the like button, dislike button. Subscribe if you like. But I will continue to go forth with these YouTube videos. Again, I have to thank YouTube for giving me this opportunity to, you know, use this platform to speak to people of like minds. It might not get across to everyone, but at least it get across to some, right? So, again, I'll be back with more facts, of course, and I'll be looking into more stories, and I'll present more stories, and maybe if you guys have any stories that you want me to look into, I'll be glad to do that too. You know, if you guys got a story out there, I'm talking about an alien abduction or you know, alien contact that someone had, and